Welcome, guys. How you bees? Welcome to the Power Up Lunch and Learn. I'm Kerry Woods with MarylandHousePros.com, and this is
Harriet Golden One with I Golden One Realty and Concierge. Welcome.
welcome. Thank you guys for taking time out your busy Sunday to share your time with us. And hopefully, we got some good stuff for you today that you can take, go in the world and use, and help you earn some money. What we gonna start off with this, Miss Harriet?
What do you got on your list? It sounds interesting. Speaking about the job loss, we know that Sam's Club closed down a couple locations this past week here in the Owens Mills area, and I think also in Texas, correct?
Yes, that was pretty devastating. Excuse me, pretty devastating. We always talk about your job just over broke. It's nothing really wrong with having a job. If that's what you choose, because business ownership is not for everybody. But when things like this happen, they didn't even give these guys no warning whatsoever, right?
No, nope.
You wake up in the morning and all of a sudden your source of income is gone. Your source of income is gone, guys. That's why I believe in entrepreneurship. Find you something that you like and turn it into a business. And like, if you don't run the business and if you're working for somebody, you definitely need to put you a plan B in place. Because plan A, that just over B, is not in your control. So when they decide, hey, they want to shut that door, you know what, you're getting too old, we don't want to pay your retirement, even your pension. You thinking, hey, I'm retired, I'm going to live off this pension. Then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 years later, they cut that pension like they did the pilots. I don't know if you guys remember that. When they cut the pension plan for the pilots, a lot of these guys had to go back to work. So if you're going to be in a job, make sure that you establish in your future, your 401ks. And I talk a lot of time about insurance policies. Guys, you can use your insurance policy to build wealth. And if you don't know about that, we'll get some people on the show to help you learn how to do that. But it's really, really simple. So if your destiny in somebody else's hand, there's nothing wrong with that. You can work your job, but don't give them full control over your life where they pull that plug and all of a sudden you wonder where where your source of income is going to come from. Put you something in place where if they decide they don't want to need you no more, they want to let go, or they want to shut the door, you don't say, hey, you know what? I'm financially secure. I have some residual or I have some passive income coming in where I don't have to worry about it. So definitely, keep that in mind because that's crazy. Even though they gave them a raise, right? They gave them a raise.
Well, they didn't give those employees a raise. They gave the other employees who weren't didn't lose their jobs raises. They gave them what? They went from $9 to $11, and then they're closing those locations down, and they're making them into plants. That's what the article said.
Well, that's a good opportunity for.
But they did give them a severance package and pay for 60 days. But still, with the shock of that, and people having, come to work one day, you don't have a job, even with that 2 months and the severance package, they still need to have a plan, afterwards. And, that's what's shocking. Or like you said, there's nothing wrong with people. If people really love their careers and what they're doing, that's fine. But always have like a side hustle or a backup plan, something you can fall back on in case that happens to you, where you have that money coming in.
Cool. And also Wells Fargo too. Wells Fargo closing 800 branches, man. Wow. 800 branches, and the banks are doing pretty good. The winners in this tax cut was the stock market and the banks, and and the corporations. And if you notice, these guys, instead of them passing that on to their employees, those are going to be passed on to the stockholders in form of stock buybacks and dividend payout on the dividends. So pretty interesting. You might want to call your congressman and then cry on the phone to him, see if they can get that tax bill resolved.
Well, you may want to give us a call and we can help you with that backup plan and making that extra.
The residual passive income. I went over there yesterday.
You can make money in your sleep.
I went over there yesterday. I actually put something together to show you how you can actually buy property, right? Control the property without even owning it, and you making money, and somebody else is buying that property for you. You can put a tenant in place, have them paying for that property for you, and after 10 years, 15 years, you own the property free and clear, and somebody else paid, and it didn't cost you one dime, not one dime out of your pocket. I mean, it's really, really sweet you can do that. And what I love about this area, it's like, Baltimore is like, it's a great area. It's a great area to do those type of deals because the property's not in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're very affordable right now, and you can go get those properties and have somebody else pay for them, and you can get that residual or passive income coming in on a monthly basis. Where if somebody say, "Hey, we don't need you no more," you're like, "I don't care. I ain't want to work anyway. I was getting ready to quit."
Right. When you get that nest egg.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that I find, I read an article a few months ago. It's not that people aren't taking this risk because they're afraid of failure. Some people are afraid of success, and then they have to maintain that success. But I say once you do take that leap and you're successful, then you're jolted and you want to keep going and you want to keep going because then hey, what you were afraid of being successful is going to be like at a job when you get a promotion and you're happy there and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to try for something else. It's the same concept, just different arena.
Yeah, they probably, like you said, they're afraid because once you reach the top of your business, you're gonna have everybody else underneath you coming at you, and your competition gonna be steadily pulling at
But
you.
there's no competition.
Where they might get in front of you and put you out of business. That's not gonna happen in this business. Not in real estate investment. It's just not gonna happen because it's too many people out here that need our help as investors. So it's no one way that one person can actually lock that market down. It's not gonna happen.
And the greatest thing when you do become successful and, you're like, wow, I did this, then your whole mindset changes and you don't think of anyone as competition. And you also think about who's the next person that you can, well, I do anyway. It's like, wow, I discovered a pot of gold. Who can I share this information with? And then you just want to keep sharing it with people and sharing it with people because the idea is you want to see what the song says. All my people do good.
I was talking to one of the students. He's like, man, you giving this stuff away for free? I paid thousands of dollars, and one of the guys in back paid thousands of dollars for information that we give away for free. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, you paid somebody for this? Wow. You're like, man, we really want people to be successful. We really are. I mean, so if you need our help, you want to learn real estate investing, you want to learn real estate, you want to learn anything that we do in our field, property preservation, what else you do? Daycare.
Assisted living, or you want to learn how to successfully open up a business. Because really, if you know how to do one business and open it up, the platform is there. The format is there. It's just getting people empowered to move forward to do it.
Mindset, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they always like, I'm going to fail. I always say, if you don't try, you already failed.
Yeah, and I always tell them the only way you can fail is to quit.
Yeah.
The only way you can fail is to quit.
Or not get started.
So, you really, really can't fail at something that you don't give up on. And speaking of mindset, have you guys fed your mind today? I'm quite sure you ate your breakfast. You probably ate your lunch.
Please
what have you fed your mind?
If a lot of costs are involved. Actually, it's minimal costs. The cost is about marketing, and that's what you decide to put into it. On the real estate investing side.
Oh, on the investing side? No. You can actually start real estate investing with zero money out of pocket. So, when I first heard it, I thought it was a bunch of BS. But you can actually buy a house with zero out of pocket, OPM, other people's money. You don't have to have a dime. All you need is desire. If you had a desire and you have work ethic, you can get started real estate investing with little or no money. Believe me, little or no money. Actually, I got a site. I'll put the site in there where you can actually go and watch the video on how to get started in real estate investing with little to no money. But it's always good to have some money. The more money you have to invest in your marketing, the better your chance of getting a deal. But if you have zero money, don't let that stop you. You can still get started with $0. You can still get started with $0. And this is the first month of the year. By the end of the year, for new beginners. But at the end of the year, it's 6 figures. But I'll tell you, for people that's seasoned, you should be looking at them 6 figures in the first 3 months. Every 3 months, you should be bringing in 6 figures. And if you're not, you need to be in the training.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, I've read a book. I gave Harry this book. You guys need to get a book, and it talks about saving Middle America. It's actually, it talks about what I talk about in the insurance. Using that insurance policy to finance your life. You can use that insurance policy to buy properties tax free. And I read that book maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And what I learned in that book was, I think it was Bob Dole, Senator Dole. He used his taxes, not his taxes. we with the president with the taxes, the whole thing. He used his insurance policies to fund his whole presidential campaign. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, man, you can actually do that. So, guys, if you don't have an insurance policy, you need to sit down with an insurance agent and get educated on how this actually works. There's only 2 types of insurances: whole life and term life. Whole life and term life. So they got all types of different names, all types of different versions of it, but whole and term is the only 2 types. But you want to sit down with somebody that's educated, and I'm going to bring somebody on to talk about that. But you can use that insurance policy to fund your deals, or you can use that insurance policy. They got something called Index Universal Life, where you invest, you can't lose, and you use that money. So if you ever get kicked off that job, you can borrow from that insurance policy tax-free because it's your money. You don't have to wait until you're dead to use the benefits of that insurance policy. So, definitely look into insurance. It's The Secret of Rich America. It's another book I just started reading. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will share it with you guys. But insurance. Whole life and term. Look into whole life and term and use that. And I'll talk about the Roth RAs and all that other stuff later on down after we get into the basics.
Actually, I have a meeting scheduled with Cynthia. You've worked with her in the past,
yeah.
I think, this week. And she's going to provide some information. It would be great. I know she's on the West Coast, but it'd be great when she travels this way if we can have her on the show. Or who knows, maybe we could travel and have the show wherever she's at, or different location. Or if you're experienced in insurance, give us a call. Maybe we can have you on the show.
Yeah, she's well versed in Index Universal Life. And how I know so much, I used to have a life insurance policy. I'm not a life insurance policy. I used to have a life insurance license. So I was licensed in life insurance. Like most of the times, if I want to learn about something, I go learn about it, then I get licensed in it. I'm like, if I wanted to buy, what was it I wanted to buy? And I wanted to buy something. I didn't want to pay those fees, so I got the license so I could buy myself annuities. I wanted to buy some annuities, but the annuities, you can buy them wrong. There's a bunch of fees attached. So I wanted to learn about them. Once I learned, like, you know what? Let me go get my license and buy my own annuities and make my own commission.
It's kind of difficult. Oh, go ahead, Carrie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's
kind
of difficult, Cherie, to do that with this camera that they have.
You can turn sideways. What was the question? Oh, so cool. So yeah, so I wanted to buy annuities, and once I found out, okay, you can get ripped off, and some annuities don't work the way they supposed to, and all the commission go to. So I let me go get my license. Once I got my license, that's when I started learning about the IULs, and I started learning about other things with insurance policy.
What's IUL?
Index Universal Life.
Okay.
So it's really, really cool. So definitely looked into the Index Universal Life. And when I found out I can start buying properties with insurance, you can go get the policy, then you can take that policy to somebody, and they can give you the face value of that policy. Man, that's sweet. It gets really deep, but it's something you guys definitely want to look into because it doesn't cost a lot of money. And insurance is something that you actually need too. So if you're an employer, you can get key personnel insurance. So if you got somebody that you depend on to run your company, right? You can get insurance on that person. If something happened to that person, then you actually cover it for a while till you find somebody to replace them, which is really sweet. I love that one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely got to get one of the professionals, to come on.
Got a couple of them I got.
Or do a workshop and invite people in to talk about that
good
information,
idea.
because that's definitely imperative.
Yeah.
And folks really need to know the real nitty-gritty about life insurance, because a lot of people get the term policies and they think that they're covered when they're actually not.
Right. That term is exactly what it is. It's a certain term.
Then some people don't even have any policies.
They
And
really
that's a
inexpensive.
travesty
They
within itself.
inexpensive. If you can afford a 6 pack of beer, you can afford an insurance policy.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't just rely on your employer's policy that they have for you. You want to have something for your own. Because what happens if you don't have that employer anymore?
Ah, some of these corporations they actually carry the insurance on their employees. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they carry the insurance on these employees, and so if something happened to one of the employees, the family crying and whining, but they don't realize that employer is actually getting paid too because they had insurance on that employee.
Wow.
Also, Series 6, Series 16, Series 7, guys, study those. Go get your license. I'm long about ETFs, exchange traded funds. So getting in the stock market, I'm like, hey, I want to learn it. So if I'm going to learn it, guess what? I might as well be licensed in it. So, hey, learn it. You don't have to get your license in it, but you want to go learn it. I wanted to learn. I want to see what was going on. But if I'm going to be spending my money and trusting somebody else to invest it, I want to know exactly what's going on. So if I know it, why not get licensed in it so I can buy my own stocks, trade my own stocks, and make my own commissions? If I'm going to lose money, it's going to be because of my decision, not somebody else's.
You want to sell penny stock?
Yeah, I can sell penny stock. I can sell penny stock. I can sell penny stock all day. Go find some whales and sell them the penny stock. But with the penny stock, you got to sell the good stuff too. But you just throw the penny stock in there to balance it out.
Cool.
What's the commission on the penny stock? 10% or 1%?
10% of a penny?
10% of what you sell.
Oh. 10% of a penny.
So you can sell that penny stock. You sell that penny stock all day. Penny stock is for the middle American. You sell the whales, ain't gonna buy penny stock. They too smart for it.
No, they sure aren't.
You can trick them though, but we don't get into the trickery. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cool. So what is next?
The banks, they got their fourth quarter earnings coming out next week. I'm not sure if the interest rates went up. Did the rates go up?
I had something in my email the other day that said they did, so I didn't look into it or open it.
Guys, if you're thinking about buying real estate, keep an eye on the interest rates because especially in the D.C. area with the prices being so high, every time the rates go up, it eliminates a ton of people from the market, because your monthly payments based on your interest rate is going to eliminate. You won't be able to afford it. So if you're thinking about buying, you say, hey, I'm going to wait till the weather break. By the time that weather break, the rates could go up, about 3 or 4 more times?
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 more times. So you might not want to do that, and now is the perfect time. So people that's selling this time of year, probably in a situation that they may have to sell because nobody wants to be moving in this bitterly cold, right? So you might want to get out here now and start looking where you can get the best deals because come spring, not only will the prices go up, but the rates go up too. Then you probably just waited yourself out the market. I say it all the time. You don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait because it's not going to get cheaper. If you just waiting for the prices to go down, it's not going to happen.
Right, and we live in an area because generally when interest rates go up, prices go down. But we
Right.
live in an area that's in high demand, so that's not true here. Prices are steadily holding steady in this wintertime.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like to see what I was thinking about that.
DC.
I was thinking about how long, that buyer's market actually going to last in this area because, guys, it's just a roller coaster ride. It goes from buyer's market down to seller's market, buyer's market to seller's market. And once you get to peak, then you steadily flow down into down the peak. So I just wondered, when it's going to actually start to dive down into the buyer's market because the prices, they're going to have to top out. I remember this, about 2007, 2008, when the prices kept going and going like, man, what's going to happen? It's had to stop somewhere, and I'm thinking the same thing now. It's going to have to stop somewhere. It's keep going and up. So the inventory is very low. So if you're thinking about selling a house, man, it's a great time, but don't be greedy. Don't be greedy, especially in this time of year, because your house will sit there and freeze to death. So
Don't be greedy and don't be unrealistic if you really want your house sold.
you talking about
Don't be greedy and don't be unrealistic about when you want your house sold, because though we know everyone's home is their precious jewel, what dictates the price of the home is not what you feel emotionally, the attachment. You know what? My house is worth $500,000. When all the other homes in the neighborhood are selling for $350,000, you have to go with what the homes in the neighborhood are selling for.
So I can't get 500. If everybody else selling for 350, my bathroom big.
Nope, you sure can't.
No, all based on appraisal.
Yep, all based on appraisal and market value.
So actually, you're putting something together where you're going to go over the home buying process, right?
Oh, we absolutely are. We absolutely are. So we're excited about that. So buyers and sellers, be on the lookout. We have something special for you that'll give you a better insight on how the market works and how the process works with buying and selling a home.
Yeah, and especially for a lot of sellers. I think a lot of them, since they've been in the houses like 20 and 30 years plus, they forgot about the whole process of how it actually works. You know, especially when they say the agent, they look at the agent, oh, you guys getting 6%. They don't realize that that's not going to one person. It's actually split between the agents. Then depends on their split with their broker. Some go to the broker, then some go to the agent. Then they unrealistic. They think because they painted their wall and put down the hardwood floors that they can still get more for their money, but they don't realize their house down the street sold because they took down the walls and made it all open and added a bedroom. So, they're unrealistic because they don't understand how the market works. So we're going to have some training on that for the sellers, and we also going to have some training for the buyers because same thing with the buyers. They think they can just call you out the blue and say, hey, I want to see this house. I'm going to go to lunch and come back, and I want to see these other two houses. That's not how it works. They don't operate
that's
like
definitely not how it works. You definitely want to have structure in everything that you do.
Cool.
We have something great coming, so
Sweet. So look out for that. What's up, Cal, Bob, Cowboys? What's up, Ma? Bernard. Oh, credit card debt is up. Guys, credit card debt. Now, my thing with credit cards, if you're not using that money, to make money, don't borrow that money. Don't put it on credit. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't buy it. If you're going to go put something on the credit card, make sure it's something that's going to create income for you in the future.
But you know why credit card is up. It's January 2018, so
last
month was December 2017. A lot of people charged and charged and charged. But what I did, I made a conscious decision because I don't do New Year's resolutions. Those are just useless to me. But I made a conscious decision that in 2018, I would not buy anything that does not have a return on my investment. And also, what I did last week, I took and I paid off half of my credit card debt. And my goal is to have no credit card debt in 2018. If I can't buy it, then I don't need it. If I can't buy it with cash, then I don't need it.
Yeah, look at the interest rates on those cards. The credit card debt is up, but if you look at the earnings from the brick and mortar companies, from the retail, their earnings are up over the last 3 months, over the last quarter of last month because of the holiday season. So what that tells me is everybody is over leveraging themselves by putting that money on those credit cards. So you don't want to get to that point where you're in credit card debt and you still got that mortgage in that car and something happened. Now you can't pull no cash out anywhere. Emergency come up, you don't have no cash, you topped out on your credit cards, and you can't afford to miss that one payment on that car or that house. Now you're in a situation. So guys, don't do that to yourself. If you're going to use those credit cards, use those credit cards for something that's going to bring you a return. If you're going to go and spend $50,000 or $20,000 on the credit card, make sure whatever you buy is going to bring you back $30,000 or $70,000 on the 100 time. Make sure it's going to get you an investment return. But you don't have to listen to me. I don't discourage having nice things. So if you something that you want, definitely go buy it. Definitely go buy it. If you want to put it on your credit card, that's cool. But keep in mind, you don't want to have a huge debt on your credit card for stuff that's not making a return for you. That's all. I tell people, go out and enjoy their life, have fun. You should have nice things if that's what you want, but don't have that big debt hanging over your head creating a problem.
Absolutely agree.
Cool. Yep. Also, look, foreign purchases of U.S. homes are up. The biggest buyers of the housing market right now is the Chinese, then the Canadians, right? So you got right across the board up top is the Canadians, first the Chinese from overseas. Where are they buying? Should I tell you guys where they buying? Where they investing? Should I tell them?
You sure should. Where they investing?
Oh, man. The number one place they're buying right now is Florida. So right there in Florida is the number one. California, Texas, New Jersey, and Arizona. So those
Oh
are the
wow,
top
Washington
five.
D.C. not on the list.
I ain't gonna tell you where it falls on the list. I ain't gonna tell you what DC and Baltimore falls on the list, but those are the top five. You got Florida, California, Texas, New Jersey, and Arizona.
Well, that's interesting to know. For those interested in investing, those are some markets you want to look into. And with real estate investing and wholesaling, you can do that anywhere around the world, actually, but
Yep.
definitely around in the United States. All you need is a laptop and a phone. And like Kerry mentioned earlier, zero to little
Oh, let me
investment.
put that in there. I forgot to put it in
So
there. Um,
if you're interested in wholesaling or investing, reach out to us. You can reach me at 240-229-1398, and we can sit down and meet and get you on your way, because definitely, again, with the job markets and how things are going, and some people just need some extra money to feel comfortable with. This is definitely a way for you to get that money, whether you're single, you don't need a college degree for this. You just need to be dedicated and put the time in. And I use myself always as an example. Real estate is like a gold mine, well, figuratively speaking.
you got gold. You invested in gold.
It can be. It can be whatever that you want. You determine what you make in real estate. If you want to make a little, then you make a little. If you want to make a lot, you can make a lot. We were on vacation, and someone was saying, a couple of people actually, they said, "Why are you working on vacation?" Working affords me to vacation, and real estate just really doesn't seem like work. It's something that I love and I'm passionate about. It's been 15 years now, and I'm still doing it. So you wouldn't be in the long haul in real estate if it didn't yield some return.
Yeah, it's not work. It's just like pick up a phone, talk to somebody for like 5 or 10 minutes. That's not work.
Yeah, talk to people, mingle, network. Some people do that all day long, every day after work, just to be social.
Yeah, pick up some international buyers while you're on vacation.
Yeah, international buyers. And speaking about international, we're a global real estate firm. So if you have your license and you're interested in learning more about what we do at I Goldman Realty and Concierge, give me a call. Or if you're in Atlanta area, because we're actually looking for agents in the Atlanta area, we are in Atlanta now, so that's great as well. So reach out to us, because we're excited and pumped up and ready to rock and roll in Atlanta.
ATL. Also, you buying real estate brokerages, right? So
Absolutely. If you're in Atlanta and you own a brokerage and you're thinking about
a non-franchise
selling,
broker.
or yeah, definitely a non-franchise brokerage, and you're thinking about selling or closing down, please reach out to me at 240-229-1398. I'm interested in purchasing, a brokerage in Atlanta, even though we're there as well. That would be great for us. We should be there February-ish.
Yep. So even if you for a small brokerage and you're in Atlanta, and you want to partner, reach out to us. Definitely reach out to us. I think we actually have a lot to bring to your brokerage, because we can increase that production, and we can show you how to increase your revenue. So you don't never think about shutting your door. So if you're struggling down there, you need some help, give us a call. We'd definitely love to partner. We'd just love to buy you out.
Yes, indeedy.
What else we got up here for this cold weather? Got any specials for anybody wants selling this freezing temperature? I have to get used to this again.
I can never get used to the freezing
Yeah.
temperature. I'm
What's
sorry.
up, Mr. Scott?
Well, I actually have a few things going on. We have Enrich Your Mind book club. So anyone interested in joining the Enrich Your Mind book club, we're going to meet once a month, and we're going to talk about the books that we read. The books would definitely be um, motivational and business related, enriching books. So we won't be reading any. Trying to think of a book that I've read, 'cause I haven't read anything.
We won't be
other
reading
than-
any Dr. Seuss books.
We won't be reading any Dr. Seuss book. But Dr. Seuss had a lot of lessons, though. But we'll be reading books like Think and Grow Rich, the Four Agreements, the Five Agreements,
See you at the top.
See You at the Top, different books like that. So if you're interested, I know I have a group on Facebook that's interested. So I'm putting it out to the folks who are on Instagram that aren't on Facebook. If you're interested in being a part, let me know. You can inbox me or private message me and let me know. And also March, we have the Women's Big Hats Empowerment Tea. And this year we're going to be honoring women who have went from tragedies to triumph and kept going higher, even though they faced great difficult tragedies. So we're excited about that, as well as we're going to have a fashion show there as well. So that's what I have. What do you have?
I'm not sure what's that you have right there.
Oh,
Is that for us?
these are actually real estate cards. People who are licensed realtors, I know these look familiar to you, but I know there are a lot of folks who are interested in getting their real estate license, or they're on the fence. They don't know if they want to get a real estate license, or they want to go into real estate investing. We're going to be having a workshop in February where we're going to have an overview of what you will learn in real estate, retail real estate, and what you will learn in investing. And that way you can determine which way that you want to go. And also, the folks who do decide if they want to be a licensed realtor and they take the class, where my company's offering to pay for your class, reimburse you for your class once you pass, sign up with our agency, and you close 3 deals.
Oh, sweet. So I think it's basically the same thing. They got nothing to lose.
Yep, you got nothing to lose.
And everything to gain. Learn all this real estate knowledge.
Absolutely. Learn all the real estate knowledge.
So you're an investor-friendly broker?
Oh, absolutely. We're an investment-friendly broker, and we got one of the greatest investing gurus with us. So if you're interested in coming aboard, we have a whole separate package and sign up for real estate investors.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got some great things going on. So you was talking about books here. I'd like to know what book you recommend if I'm brand new and I'm thinking about becoming a real estate agent. What book would you recommend for me?
It's so many. Maybe The Power Agent, and I'm not sure who that author is, but I read that before I became an agent. And I also read the 10 Principles of, what was that book? The 10 Principles of a Woman Entrepreneur. I think that's what it's called. That was a book that I read. I read that when I was actually going through real estate class. So that was a really great book.
And another question, not to put you on the spot because you are a broker. Once I get my license, right, and I'm interviewing brokers or brokerages, what are some of the questions I should be asking these brokers and brokerages?
One of the questions you should ask, I'm sure you're going to ask, well, you may not, because I know in the secular world, when you have that 9 to 5, they always say don't talk about salary, but you definitely should be asking about your split. You should be asking how would the broker benefit you. And I know a lot of people that I've been interviewing saying their brokers aren't reachable. You should ask them, hey, if I call you, are you going to be reachable? Or what's the protocol? Am I going to do one-on-one training with you? Do you encourage, or does your company encourage moving up the ladder? I know a lot of people here, we encourage people to go from being realtors to either brokers and opening up your own business, brokerage, or, facilitating that team. Ask about in-house training. Do you provide in-house training? What else? And also ask about I'm trying to think of the word I would want to use. asked about the culture of the brokerage. Is it family oriented? Do people, how do people interact with each other? Is it more independent? So those things. Are you open 7 days a week? Do you have mentoring programs? So those are just a few to get, started with. And also when you're talking about the split, ask, well, how long will I be on this split? What happens to the next level? Suppose I sell 200 million volume. What happens after that? So because your commission is always negotiable.
That's everything in real estate and negotiable. Excuse me. Speaking of that, we got the out of state gurus coming back. I think this month or next month. From TV, they come here, had their big old seminars, and they sell you these thousands and thousands of dollars worth of info. Guys, it's so many local people here. Excuse me, I don't know what that is. So many local people here that teach this stuff. The out of town gurus, not to say anything bad about those guys, but I wouldn't recommend them if you're thinking about getting into real estate investing. Go to some of the local REIRs. I mean, the guys that run these local real estate investment associations are absolutely fabulous. They're great at it. And they've been doing it for a while. They've been doing it for a minute, so they're really, really good at it. The one I started with, it was one out in Bowie, Sherman Raglan Real. It was a Real Investors. Absolutely fabulous. They moved on to bigger and better things. They actually on the commercial side and everything's available. So, the out of state gurus, they exactly that. They gurus, they really don't have your best interest in mind, in my opinion. So come and learn from the locals that are actually doing it in the area that you want to invest in. And they actually know the laws, and they got so much experience. They can actually help you get to your next level without you going through all the pain and tragedy with these out-of-state guys, trying to get them back here to help you and mentor you and get them on the phone. They ain't going to have no clue of what you're talking about. But if you got somebody here that you can actually reach out and touch, actually see, and they actually on the ground, because I know these guys, they do a lot of hand-on. So you'll actually be at the properties, you be in the environment, and everything's going on while they there. You're not trying to reach them by the phone. You can actually talk to them there. They can answer your questions, and they have so many people around you that's been through their program that can actually help you too. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate investing, don't go spend thousands and thousands of dollars with these out-of-state gurus, because to me, they don't have your best interest in mind. They isn't just to make money. And also, I think you can get a better spin, a better return on your investment if you pay one of the locals. If you pay somebody that's here that's successful that's doing it, and let them walk you through it and take them to their success level. Because these guys, believe me, you don't stay in business 10, 12 years by being dumb or being a bad business person, especially in the real estate field. Because if you're a bad investor, because we're such a small group, once your name get out there, nobody's going to want to deal with you. If you ripping people off, you ain't going to do it but so many times before nobody don't want to deal with you. So these associations been around for a while. They're pretty successful. So if you want to learn, stick with the locals. Definitely stick with the locals.
Absolutely. I agree. And that's the same with regular real estate, too. Always work with people you can trust and who have integrity.
Mm-hmm. Trust and integrity. What else you got? Did I ask you about the special? You got anything special for people want to put their house on the market in this cold weather?
We don't.
We don't. What?
Starting February, we will.
February. For the whole 31 days?
For the whole, is it
28
days?
Is it leap year?
I don't know.
Good question. So what you going to have in February?
We have to tell them in February.
Oh, man, I got to wait. What if I want to sell my house now?
If you want to sell your house now, then we could do it for half the price.
What that mean? Explain that to me.
Half the commission price instead of the traditional 6%. We can do it for 3%.
Oh, cool. So you hear that? How long?
Sell it today.
So is it
until 9 p.m. tonight? Call me 240-229-1398.
Well, say that number again. Hold on. We gotta get to you. Say so we get a half price, right?
Yep. 240-229-1398.
So we get everything half price.
Yep. And we are not a discount brokerage, but we do discounts.
So you got any specials you do for investors? Like I just want to, like a help you sell or something where I just put my property in MLS, and you got anything like that for investors?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Give me a call. They can give me a call as well, and we can talk about it.
Cool. So if you're an investor and you need to sell your property and you don't want to pay that 6%, give Harriet a call at 240-229-138-1398. And once again, in case you don't know who she is, she's the broker owner of,
I go to One Realty and Concierge.
and you just didn't get started in this business. You've been open for what, going on 6 years now, right?
Oh yeah, this will be our 6th year this year, and before that I was a realtor.
For how long you been a real estate agent?
I've been in real estate since what?
2006,
Uh,
5.
2005. 2005.
Cool. So it's not your first rodeo. Cool. And what about the property preservation? You got any word for these people that want to go out and winterize these houses? Because I'm quite sure. Oh, speaking of that, speaking of renovating, guys, if you got a property, right, and it's vacant and you plan on selling it, and I know the bills are kind of outrageous on 2 properties, but do not turn your heat off. Do not turn your heat off. Somebody put a property on Facebook. I guess the people had turned the heat off and had ice
Yeah, it was
all
in Bowie,
over the
property
place.
in Bowie. Ice everywhere. So if you have a property that's vacant, make sure that you leave the heat on so the pipes won't get frozen.
Yeah.
Or cut that water off from the main valve.
Investors too. Make sure if you rehabbing, guys, make sure these guys are not leaving your pipes and everything wide open. Because the last thing you want to come back, you halfway through, you got a week left, and you come back like, oh man, you got water everywhere, you got frozen pipes, and it could cost you your whole profit. So we also do winterization, right? So we do winterization and property preservation.
Winterization, property preservation. So if you're interested in joining us in doing property preservation, give us a call. If you're interested in learning how to do it yourself, open up your own business, also give us a call. Like I said, it's always more out there for everyone. So it's an abundance. So why not show other folks? It's definitely not taken from anything that, we're doing.
Cool. And I just seen Alicia with her nonprofit with the women. You want to talk about women who wholesale worldwide?
Oh, absolutely. Women who wholesale worldwide. Well, that's one of the things that actually we're going to have a workshop about, and it will yield you additional income, or if you're not employed at the time, it will help you get income rolling in, and probably guarantee you after you start getting this money rolling in, you'll be thinking about, hey, do I want to still work my 9-to-5 job? Or do I want to just do this? And then you'll start learning to operate it like it's your own business, because in actuality, it is your own business. And why work harder for anyone else than you work for your own business? If you are you're giving an employer 110%, when you work for yourself, you want to give your own self 220%, because that's your baby, that's yours, something that you're building and you're nurturing, and you determine your income and your value.
So what do you say to a person like, I want to, but I'm just, man, I don't know. I'm afraid if I jump out there, I might not be able to pay these bills.
Oh, you're gonna sink or swim. So that's like telling you can't depend on you. So you rather depend on an employer or you depend on yourself. You want to help that employer build his empire, or you want to build your own empire.
Cool. Yeah, so when people tell me that on the real estate investing side, I always tell them, guys, well, first of all, don't quit your job. Don't quit your job until you get a year's worth of living expenses in the bank. Once you got a year's worth of living expenses in the bank, then you sit down and then you look at, is this something that you really want to do? Is this real estate investing? Is it passionate? Are you going to stick with it? Is it something you want to do? Because it's work. It's simple and easy, but it's work. Is this something you want to do? Is this something that you can sustain? And are you disciplined enough to keep it going?
So what makes one so disciplined to go to work every day?
What makes them? Like, I don't know. I mean, you got to have that in you. You got to have that drive in you.
Right.
It's nothing that's
I
going to
always
make you
say,
disciplined. It's just something.
especially to the people who are like, I hate my job. I gotta get up and go here. They treat me like crap. Well, why do you still keep going there? Because you need that paycheck. So when you're doing whether it's real estate or you're running your own business, you're getting up, driving Uber, whatever. If you know that you can drive Uber and you make $1,000 that week, but you have a 9 to 5 job that you may be bringing in half that amount week, why are you more dedicated to the place where you're getting $500 than the place that you know is $1,000? Why are you afraid of being terminated, or you working somewhere where you don't even know if you're going to get up that next morning and have a job? Because things happen, they may go out of business. So it's like you're giving more to that employer versus giving more to yourself.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. So
And you're more obligated and respecting of that employer than you're obligated and respecting of yourself. I heard somebody say they get up and they go, they just, when they come home from work, they start looking at television. When you're looking at television, you're helping those actors become rich,
the
but
idiot box.
not yourself.
My,
So
my whole thing with television,
you can't
and
trust your own self.
that's a great time to educate yourself. So turn the television down or turn it off, and you can still watch sports while you read that book.
Or with the Fire Sticks now, on the
Right?
smart TVs, put the book on the TV and let it read to you.
Yeah, yeah. It's seriously, but even to Traffic University. Guys, it's like been studied. California and D.C. got some of the longest traffic commutes, right? So we call Traffic University. Man, while you sitting in traffic, man, put that audio disc in there, learn something. Put that, turn it on and listen. The heck with that radio, the heck with that news. Because the new thing with the news is, guys, I don't care what side of the fence you on with the news, they going to tell you stuff to keep you attracted to their station. It's rather how much spin they put on the truth, rather it's truth, rather it's, well, who cares? You got the Democrat versus Republican, who cares? But first of all, nobody can represent. You can't get 50 or 100 or 200 people together to represent the interests of a country. It's no way, because everybody thinks differently. Everybody thinks different. So, when they tell you this side, man, whatever. It's not no side against no side. You in control of your own destiny, man. Educate yourself. Turn that idiot box off. Educate yourself. It was a story, right? It was a story about a cab driver who he did the airport runs, and while he was at the airport waiting on his next ride, waiting on that next ride, he would read. And this guy ended up reading. He learned the stock market. He ended up buying all these. What did he buy? He bought all these companies. He's a multimillionaire now. He's a multimillionaire now by educating himself on his downtime. The audio books. He's like, I got stuff in my car. Actually, it's right here with me now. I got the Kindle, so it reads to me every time. I get a book, it reads to me. So we do the stuff on TV all the time. There's always reading, always educating yourself. So it ain't that you don't have the time. While you stand in line at the grocery store, waiting to get up to that, you read something, read a book, read a line or two out that book. Take the time to educate yourself. Turn off that idiot box. Educate yourself. Learn about it. So if you want to learn real estate investing, go get you some books on real estate investing. But don't try to learn it all through a book. Once you get the basic knowledge down, then get out and take that action. Take that action. Come in and be aggressive. Take the action, or read it, do it. Read it, do it. Read it, do it, until you get to the point where you know what, you got somebody else doing it for you, where you done outsourced everything. Now you have a business running, and now you sitting back getting what I call the mailbox money every time something close. You don't even know where it's coming from half the time. So you go to your mailbox like, oh, another check. I wonder what happened. All you know is your systems are up and running, and it's something you probably never thought you can figure out. Systems is the key to success in any business. We can teach you how to put those systems in place once you learn the business. I always tell people, learn it first. Once you learn it first, then I can show you how to put the systems in place, how to outsource it. Now you can be a business person. It's not really hard. So if you think you can't, you really can. You really can. The only way to fail at anything is to quit.
Or not get started.
Or if you never get started, then you can't fail because you never got started. But then you failed yourself. You failed yourself. But you can't fail in this business. You can't fail in any business that you quit. Every time you go through an obstacle, right? Just think of it as a learning experience. You know what I mean? Learning experiences I've been through, very expensive learning experiences. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a learning experience. But when you get a mentor, somebody can take you through, past all that they've been through and take you to their level, it'll save you a bunch of headaches. So, figure out something you want to do. Like, especially if you like, let's say a plumber working for one of these major plumbing companies. What's the common son? I ain't gonna say their name, but they got their trucks all over the place, and they actually getting jobs and they outsourcing it to you and they paying you a portion, but you on the roll all the time and they predicting your hours. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can actually do that yourself. You can generate your own leads. You can have your own trucks out there. You can have people working for you. And guess what? You don't have to be in charge of those people. You can hire a manager to manage those people for you while that money flow in for you. So if you got that skill, why let somebody else pimp your skill? You paid a lot of money for that skill. Same thing with the education. You spend all this money for education to go work for somebody else to make them rich. Really? If you spent that much money on your education, shouldn't you be self-employed? Because they're going to predict if you can pay back that student loan. Student loan debt is up to the ceiling, just like the credit card debt.
Right.
Just like the credit card debt. Student loan debt is up to the ceiling. But what I love about where we live in this nation, man, your income is unlimited. It's all based on you going out and take action. It's nothing holding you back. It's not race, it's not religion, anything. You see people from all races, all religions that's wealthy. So you can't blame it on race. You can't blame it on religion. You can't blame it on anything. It's all you, and it's all here. From the neck up, you're priceless, guys. You are absolutely priceless.
Change your mind, change your
Change
life.
your mind, change your life.
And I'll backtrack back to what you were saying about when you open your own business and outsource it. I had a friend of mine. She was telling us about having that. She was like, she just had an idea. You know what? I'm gonna open up a window cleaning business.
Mm-hmm.
She said she knew nothing about window cleaning, and she outsourced it. Had someone doing the window cleaning, and she made a fortune just by coming up with that idea. What do you need? If you know it's a service that someone needs and you want to take that chance, figure out how to open it up, how to outsource it. You somewhere else where the work is getting done.
But she said she found that guy because he had got fired from a window cleaning place or something.
He got fired.
He'd been working there how many years? 10, 20 years, and got fired from a window cleaning place. She just happened to be open a window cleaning. So he knew the business inside out, and she put him to work for her. Wasn't that smart? So, guys, thinking of that opportunity, these guys coming out of Sam's Club, right? They got 60 days to find them a job. You got some of them guys over there was like expert at stocks, some were managers. If you got an opening for managers, stock clerks, or whatever, you should be looking at these guys. Say, hey, look, come talk to me, because they already experienced. You don't have to train them, right? And you can use their skills and their knowledge in your business.
Yep,
Opportunity.
Also,
Also, for commercial, the commercial real estate might be an opportunity to look at some of them buildings. You said they was turning them into plants, all of them.
Yeah, but they're turning into for Walmart because Sam's Club.
They turn them into Walmarts.
Yeah, so they're gonna have them.
So if they doing that, I don't know why they just don't turn around and rehire those guys from Sam and put them in the Walmarts.
Not sure.
Oh, well, it's corporate America. You can't tell them how to spend their money. Cool. We do.
Well, what time is it?
It's about that time. Looking at my Gucci. It's about that time.
It's 12:58, so we got 2 minutes. What we gonna cover in 2 minutes? We can
What you want to reiterate? You talk about everything. What you want to talk about? I'm telling you guys, go educate yourself. If nothing else, educate yourself on the insurance and educate yourself on the stock market. Go get those books.
What's the book? Saving Middle America.
Saving Middle America was one of the books, but I'm reading another one. Actually, what's that book by Tony Robbins? It was a book by Tony Robbins I got too.
Put it in a group one day.
It explains. Where's my Kindle? Hold on for a sec. Tony Robbins is called. Hold on, wait for my Kindle to pop up. It's taking forever. It will take forever.
So Saving Middle America is one, and curious looking to find
And
the other book.
oh, Money Master the Game.
Money Master the Game by
Seven
Tony
seven
Robbins.
simple steps to financial freedom. That's actually a great book, guys. It's actually a great book. You know, it's not an easy read, but it's a really, really great book. He explains to you exactly how your 401k works and everything. You know, fiduciaries and the money market. Actually, it's a really, really great book. Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game: 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom.
Cool.
So, in that, we got to go. What's up, Miss Natasha Gordon? You need to call me. We need to talk about some business. Miss Harvey.
So cool. That's it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you,
And
thank
we
you.
will see you
Thank you,
next
people on Listen Vision. Thank you on
Instagram,
Instagram and
Facebook.
Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting us. We love you guys to death. If you want to buy a house, sell a house, call Harriet at.
240-229-1398.
If you're thinking about selling a house and you don't want to do it traditional way, give me a call, 240-389-4319. Kerry Woods at MarylandHousePros.com, and you're...
Harriet Golden One at I Golden One Realty and Concierge.
And
Thank you.
we out. Peace and love. You get a piece. Love it.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye.